All right, Sean Zittel here with the former super welterweight champion, holding it down on the DAZN commentary this Saturday for Canelo Berlanga. And you know what, Sergio, you've been on both sides. You've been champion in the ring, and now you're a media guy outside the ring. I asked Canelo yesterday about, hey, boxing's different. It's a unique animal compared to other sports, but Tom Brady, year 20, still has to play Patrick Mahomes. LeBron James, year 20, still has to play Giannis or whoever, Anthony Edwards. What makes boxing different? Why doesn't Canelo have to fight Benavidez? What would you say to that?
Because the fans have too much of a voice. The fans have too much of an opinion, and ultimately fans is what makes the fighters finally face the ones that they're avoiding. I mean, Canelo's been through this, though. Canelo's already been through the boogeyman phase. He didn't want to face Golovkin. He faced him 3 times. They say he didn't want to face Erilani Lara back when Lara was the champ. And for good reason. Lara almost beat him. There's always a boogie monster around the corner. So I understand where Canelo's coming from, man. If you put yourself in that position, you're making a boatload of money, fighting guys that you know you're going to beat, and then sprinkle in one of these boogeymen. That's how you build a career. That's how you build longevity. That's how you build a legacy that's ultimately going to last to the test of time. I, as a fighter and a former champion, understand Canelo.
Right.
But as a media and a fan, hey man, it's aggravating. I get it.
You mean to tell me, Sergio, fighters don't go through the grueling process of fighting in the amateurs for free, fighting for a little bit of money, just to satisfy assholes like me one day?
No. You're not assholes, man. You guys pay your hard-earned money to buy and support us,
right.
And no. We respect fans, man. But when it comes to the disrespect of, he's afraid of them, come on, man. How can you say a man with 65 fights that have fought everybody from 45 pounds to 175 pounds?
Yeah.
There's no fear. This is business, and Canelo's a businessman.
Do you think, and I do, obviously we'll get to the main event Saturday, do you think Canelo would beat Benavidez?
No.
I think...
No, and I've said this on our show, the DAZN boxing show. I know it's tough for me to say that. I mean, I'm a big Canelo fan, but ultimately I'm a pundit now, and I got to keep it real. No, David Benavidez will have the speed advantage, hand speed, the power, the size. He has the resume now. Benavidez, what he did with Caleb Plant was awesome. What he did with Andrade was incredible. So yeah, I think Benavidez will be the favorite in that fight.
What about the fact, though, that Benavidez fought at 75, might fight at 75 again, and how could that affect his chances having to get back down to 68 if Canelo does give him the shot?
It can because you've seen it before when fighters fluctuate too high up and then they come back down. They're not the same. They lose a step because that weight got good to him, and they have to burn that muscle. So I think Benavidez has outgrown 168 a while ago, so he's a natural 175 pounder. But like we saw with his fight with Gvozdyk, he didn't get the knockout. So, his power didn't carry to 175. So, I think it'll be actually good for Canelo to meet him at 175.
Well, let me keep it positive about Canelo, man. Has this been the most satisfying guy to cover so far as a guy ringside?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, this is what we do it for, man, for these big moments in Las Vegas, fight night. Nothing beats fight week in Las Vegas. Nothing. Cinco de Mayo weekend, Mexican Independence weekend in September. Those are the 2 big dates that Chavez made famous, Oscar de la Hoya made famous. Pretty boy Floyd took over after that, and now Canelo. This is what we're all in the business for, man. It's amazing.
A lot of hardcores, they know his great defense, but I think it's been rare for a guy to have this level of defense as an aggressor, as a front foot guy. Do you feel like that's a short list that he's on, front foot defenders?
Not only that, but he has a chin when he does get hit. So not only does he have a chin, but he has defense. He has great upper body movement that he developed since his fight with Daniel Jacobs. He knows that he needed that upper body movement with Jacobs, and from there it's just it's been consistent. If you look at the guys that take big punches, even guys like Pernell Whitaker. Whitaker wasn't a puncher, but he could take a big punch, and he was a defensive wizard. But then when they did catch him, I mean, he was a beast. Canelo's just cut from that cloth. He has good upper body movement. When he does get hit, he rolls with a shot, and then the upper body movement is incredible. So yeah, absolutely. That's the reason he has 65 fights, and no one's been able to be close to putting him down.
Right. Well, except the Puerto Rican, right? Jose Cotto, when he was a baby, when he was 19 years
I
old.
watched that
and now
fight.
He's fighting a Puerto Rican.
I watched that fight. It was here in Vegas.
It was.
It was his first fight here.
Mayweather Mosley undercard.
No, that was his second fight. That was my undercard.
Oh, okay.
To this day, I want to throw out there, when I have kids now, I'm going to tell them, look, 3 things in my boxing career. Well, actually 4. Making the Olympic trials, winning a world title, winning a reality show, and the great Canelo Alvarez on my undercard with Shane Mosley. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
You sure that wasn't Baldomir he knocked out on your undercard?
It was Baldomir.
Okay, it was.
Yeah. Who did we say it was?
I was talking about Jose Cotto.
No, that was his other fight here.
That was, he had Mayweather Mosley on it. Right. But Berlanga, my question for you is, do you think, because he keeps talking about his IQ, is that tipping us off that he's going to fight timid and not go for it?
Look, man, I see this fight going two ways. Either it's going to go in a blaze of glory, 3-rounder, or it's going to be a one-sided beatdown by Canelo where Berlanga's not going to show up to fight. Kind of like Callum Smith, like a Callum Smith type fight. So it's either going to be a Rocky Fielding for short night or a Callum Smith long night where you're not really going to come to win. Chavez Jr. did the same thing against Canelo. Didn't throw a punch, didn't come to win, laid against the ropes. Those are the two spectrums we're going to see. Blaze of Glory, long distance, one-sided fight.
Which one do you think then is more likely? The
Blaze of Glory.
Really?
Blaze of Glory.
Guys rarely do that nowadays.
Yeah, but this dude Berlanga's from Brooklyn, man. He's from New York. He has a big mouth, but he has a big chip on his shoulder. And, you know, you got to give it these Puerto Rican fighters, man. They have a big punch. They're born with that left hook. So they believe in their power.
Right.
So he's a bigger guy. So I think he'll go on a shoot.
Counterpunch knockout then? Something Canelo sharpshoots him while he's trying to get to Canelo kind of thing?
I think it'd be a combination of explosive combination. But I could see an overhand right, like Cosera's caught him. Cosera's caught Berlanga with an overhand right. I could see something similar. Berlanga got hit with some shots like that with Quigley and a couple of these guys that he fought. Rolls was actually frustrating him.
Yeah.
Overhand right, I see. Yeah.
So